This is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster. I actually caught tonight's episode of Loki. So it's 10:30 now, and I watched the variant, the second episode of Loki. In this one, they go after the variant in '85 during a Ren fair, which were actually more prevalent in the early '90s. But okay, Ren fair, fine. But the song from it was from the '80s. I Need a Hero. It's from the '80s. They figure out that the other variant is a version of Loki that's been fighting that's been using apocalypses. So they test the theory by going to the Pompeii before it's destroyed and throwing off the timeline by letting out the goats from the cart and having him scream in Italian that that place is gonna be destroyed. It wasn't really Italian though. It was Pig Latin, but I'll forgive him for that. Not, they wouldn't have understood what he was saying. Not the way he was saying it. Then they go to a sort of a Walmart type big box store at the end where there's a weather problem happening. It's going to be a hurricane. It's 2050 and there's going to be a hurricane. And that's where she's hiding. Well, the other variant is hiding. Turns out it's maybe not Loki, but rather a sort of, I guess, Loki, relative of Loki, turns out. I guess. Probably in the comics. If I went to the comics and read them. But I have not read the Loki comics, so I don't know what's going on. There are also these timekeepers and the Eternals and all that stuff. I know something of that and the Living Tribunal and all that, but that's later. Of course, the lizard aliens. No. I don't think there was really a Kal Kat scene necessarily in this one. I don't think it was involved. Although there was a Clint Cowpoke bad guy beating up on Loki at one point. Sort of an early one version of him. But then there was another guy that was there was a Tim guy and a cowboy guy. But no direct Kal Kat. Yeah. So it was more of the Kafkaesque strangeness, the evil. Well, spoilers. Tonight's episode. This one. She activates the time bombs. Of course, there are time bombs in a time universe. It's gonna like devastate the timeline. Like no one ever thought of that before. Because Loki is kind of like a Q. And if he really is kind of like a Q, then he can do anything he wants. Space and time. So I just pretty much watched the Loki episode, and it was fine. Totally blanking on the director again, the guy that worked with Wes Anderson. Oh, Wes Anderson. That was it. Wes Anderson kind of Kafka thing. That's right. I don't think he directed this, but he's the guy that worked with the actor. That's it. Now I'm blanking on him. So it wasn't boring. It was fun. It's a treatise on making fun of bureaucracies. Very much a Brazil feel to it. Very much a Gilliam feel to it, as I said in the last review. Definitely on a par with the kind of stuff they would have done on that. And Life of Brian as well. And other stuff. That was my roundabout meandering review of this movie. I really don't have anything else to say other than the fight scene was kind of weird, I guess, and kind of in the dark. Jumping ahead to the future in events that haven't necessarily happened is different. Guess they kind of had to. There's the time variant in the future. There's a time variance in the future. I don't know. are they doing? How does that work? Or is it just seemingly the future because they're an advanced society on that planet? They're just advanced beyond humans. Maybe they're a Cat 2 civilization that's built a world city, Foundation-esque world city, or Doom, as well. Or maybe the fight scene more like the Hyperion saga, Cantos, with Dan Simmons a little bit, but yeah, a little bit like that. Of course, he was heavily influenced by Foundation and stuff too. So. Anyway, that's my review of. I guess that's my review because I'm going to be yawning through the whole thing. So that's my review. It wasn't just yawning because it's late. So there it is. It's the second episode of 6, and stuff is going down. It's a little more, a little faster paced than the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Because when Falcon and the Winter Soldier got slow, it got very slow and whispery. This one's whispery too because the guy is whispery, but it's in a different way. You kind of get why they're being that way because they're in a situation like they're in like a boardroom looking over papers or something, or they're having lunch or something, and he dumps the pepper and salt in the salad and all that. That happens in it, and it's like that makes sense there. Didn't make sense for them to be whispering softly during the boat scene in the other story, or during the hero scene they're going along, or any number of scenes in there. Trailer where they're picking up the shield. I'm gonna whisper about it. It's weird. Picking it up. I was like, okay, why are you? Well, this it makes sense because he would be. Yeah, his character acts like that. And Loki doesn't ever stop talking. So. Anyway, so yeah, the variant turned out to be something. Well, it could still be a disguise though, because he keeps possessing different people. So he's a possessor. Like in Destinies, there was a Canary Space. Now there was a alien race that could do that. That could inhabit other people for a bad guy alien race. They were defeated in the story. It's kind of like that. But yeah, but there was a scientific reason they could do that. It wasn't magic. Yeah, they figured out how to copy the brain patterns of their host, imitate it like a parasite, make them do their will. So it's a little bit more than a possession thing, which is creepy. It's more like a mind control device, but with like tech, technology. Yeah, so that's not the case here. They actually take over someone and go back and forth. Maybe he had tech too. I don't know. Yeah, he seems way ahead of them, though. Time Force. I wonder if the twist is going to be that he's actually dreaming the entire thing. I hope it's not a dream. That would suck. But it could be the time warp. So, and so anyway, yeah, that's probably not what's going on. So there, and that's it. I guess. Yeah.